Hey guys, it's Dog Speaks, back with another video. So, I hope you're all surviving amidst this hellish newsscape currently, and hope you're all keeping well mentally. So, this weekend marks the 1 year anniversary of the Labour government coming into power. So I thought I'd just do a little video remarking on my thoughts on that, as well as the latest news of Zarah Sultana resigning her membership, of the Labour Party and moving across and setting up a new party with Jeremy Corbyn. So my view, what I think about the last year of the Labour Party in government, it's a disappointing one, I'll be honest. It's just been U-turn after U-turn, disappointment after disappointment. I've just been really frustrated, one, by their response and reaction to what's going on in Gaza in terms of the relationship between themselves and Israel. I mean, I think Keir Starmer and the sort of cabinet PLP want to be seen as being opposed to anti-Semitism as much as possible, given their previous record with Corbyn and the whole furore with the anti-Semitism row, and whether Corbyn said and did enough to distance himself from anti-Semitism and to make him seem like he was not anti-Semitic and like pro-Jewish community, blah blah blah. And now it's almost gone full circle, where we've seen the atrocities day in, day out of what is happening with the Palestinian people, innocent civilians in Palestine and Gaza, even in the West Bank, being brutalised, murdered, terrorised, shot at, bombed on the daily by IDF soldiers, on the daily, day after day. It's non-stop. There's no break, there's no let up. It's a massacre. It's a genocide. We all know it. We can all see it. And yet our government is very, very reticent to call it out, basically. And the only things that I've sort of seen recently is Wes Streeting saying that, the Israeli government needs to get its house in order, and Starmer et al. Saying that they strongly condemn the actions in Gaza by the Israeli government. What they're doing is appalling. And to be honest, I just don't think it's good enough. I don't think it doesn't go far enough. Their words just are empty words. It's hollow. And I just think, well, we're complicit, aren't we? We're complicit in this genocide. We're sending aircraft components to Israel as we speak, and we're complicit. And I just think I'm just so disheartened and angry and frustrated by their response and their continued support for the Israeli government. That's it. As I mentioned, the U-turns, right at the beginning, they decided they were going to cut the winter fuel payments for about 50% of pensioners to try and make about 5 billion worth of savings. That obviously, as you can imagine, massive backlash about that. That rumbled on and on and on, as you can probably tell, till they eventually this year decided they were going to reverse it, given that it got just so much negative attention. I mean, why on earth? Why on earth? Even the Conservatives weren't going to cut it. And then, obviously, more recently, we've had the welfare benefits payments being cut. They U-turned on that quite a bit, given the backlash on their plan to cut PIP payments for severely disabled people. There was a massive protest, rightly so. So it's just been a sort of cavalcade of disappointment, really. And as I say, I'm disappointed and I'm frustrated. And current polling suggests that the Labour Party is currently neck and neck with Reform, which is very, very worrying, because I know that we've still got about 4 years left to run before we have another election. But if Labour can't turn things around quite soon, and start, making change that they promised in their manifesto and in the election campaign. Change is what people want, it's what they voted for. People want an improved standard of living, they want their bills cut, they want better services, public services, that's why people voted for Labour and not the Conservatives. Labour are not, Conservative light, however much they might want to be. Labour is meant to be a left-wing party, serving working class people, and I just don't think at the moment they're doing that at all. They're trying to pander to Reform voters, trying to be sort of centre, trying to position themselves as sort of centrist right. And what we've been seeing is, with their benefit cuts and the winter fuel payment cuts, that's the opposite. You're literally putting people into poverty, the most vulnerable people in society. You're putting them further back into a state of poverty. I don't get it. You're the Labour Party. You're supposed to be helping those people, and you're not. So, and I think they make a whole song and dance about saying, oh yeah, we want people to get into work, and we're more for working people as opposed to people who aren't working. Well, some people can't work. You can't force people who physically can't work into work. And is that fair? Is that just? Is that right for a Labour Party to be doing? Obviously not, and that's why they're polling so badly. Back last July in 2024, I think Keir Starmer's approval rating was in the 60s based on, I can't remember what poll it was, but it might have been Politico or something. And now it's gone right down to like 23%. It's ridiculous. So yeah, all in all, quite frustrating. And so I'll mention what's going on with the whole new left-wing party business. So we found out this week that Zarah Sultana, who's currently an independent sitting MP for Coventry, has resigned her membership of the Labour Party, and she has announced that she's going to co-found a new party with Jeremy Corbyn, obviously the previous leader of the Labour Party. What are my feelings on that? Split opinions. I worry that this is going to split the left vote, because, we've already got a sort of left-wing party in the Green Party, so I just worry this is going to cause more fracture. So yeah, I'm not sure how successful it will be. And also I think Jeremy Corbyn as the sort of leader, co-leader, whatever happens, I think he's a bit, at this point he's a problematic figure. I think people view him in, different shades, and I don't always think that people see him in a good way anymore. Maybe they used to back in 2017, but he's got a past to him now, and obviously the media will come for him in very much the same way as they did when he was leader. So I just think maybe we need a fresh face for a new, fresh left-wing party. I don't know. I think Corbyn might be not quite the right choice. You never know. It might be a challenger to Reform if it's popular enough. and people are that fed up with the Labour Party that they want to vote for a completely, socialist left-wing party. And maybe that will attract, people who are pro-Palestine. Obviously, lots of Muslim communities will do that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm a bit indifferent at the moment because I'm just not positive on the ramifications. All in all, 1 year anniversary of Labour, not impressed, quite sad, disappointed, frustrated, angry. I want them to be doing more for working people, or everybody actually. I want them to be doing more for the country as a whole. I know that they have probably been doing a lot of good things, with things like renewable energy. But yeah, those haven't been quite as talked about as the bad things, which have been quite prominent. So yeah, not great. So those are my thoughts, folks. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know, as always, down in the comments. Please subscribe if you like what you see. I'd love to have you follow me on my channel. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.